This is why you need to pay attention to Namibia's visa shakeup. The rules have changed, and the world is watching. Here's what just happened. In March 2025, Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah became Namibia's first female president. Her first big move? Ordering the deportation of over 500 Americans living in Namibia without valid visas. Why? She's demanding visa reciprocity. If Africans need visas for the US, Americans need them for Namibia. Many Namibians.
Welcome to Talk of Africa 360, your source for insightful news, analysis, and thoughtful commentary. If you value informed perspectives and fact-based reporting, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Disclaimer: the content on this channel is based on reliable public sources and credible online information. It is intended strictly for educational and analytical purposes. We do not promote or endorse political violence, hate speech, or any form of discrimination. Our goal is to inform, not to inflame. Thanks for being here. Let's stay informed together.
Namibia just sent a message to the world, and Africa is listening. Something powerful is unfolding in Namibia, and it's not just making headlines, it's shaking the very foundation of how leadership in Africa is perceived. What's happening there could very well inspire a continent-wide shift. On her first day in office, Namibia's newly elected president, Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, wasted no time making history. With a decisive stroke, she ordered the expulsion of over 500 Americans who had violated the country's immigration rules. There were no long-winded talks, no diplomatic back channels, just a firm enforcement of Namibian law. This wasn't about hostility toward any nation, it was about sovereignty. It was about a leader saying loud and clear, "This is our land, and the rules apply to everyone." In a world where many African leaders tread carefully around global powers, her move sent shockwaves. She didn't enter office for a photo op. She came with action, her first major reform: cutting down the bloated government machinery. Overnight, she trimmed the number of ministries from 21 to just 14, eliminating departments weighed down by political patronage. It wasn't symbolic, it was structural. She was on a mission to build a leaner, more efficient, and more accountable government that serves the people, not the political elite. And that's just the start. She followed up with a sweeping $4.7 billion investment plan designed to create 250,000 jobs by the year 2029 in a nation where youth unemployment is alarmingly high. This isn't a PR stunt, it's a survival strategy. What sets her vision apart is its clarity. She's channeling resources into real development, infrastructure, local industry, and green energy. No more endless international conferences with no outcomes. No more signing flashy partnerships that benefit everyone but Namibians. For decades, Africa has exported raw resources and bought them back at a premium. Nandi-Ndaitwah is putting an end to that. Her government is rolling out plans for industrial zones where minerals will be refined inside Namibia, creating jobs, keeping value at home, and laying the foundation for economic independence. She's not just reforming, she's redefining. And when it comes to energy, she's not clinging to fossil fuels. Her administration is embracing renewables like solar and green hydrogen, signaling to the world that Namibia is ready for the energy transition and will lead on its own terms. Foreign investors are welcome, but only if they respect Namibian law and priorities. No more one-sided contracts, no more plundering disguised as development. One of her most groundbreaking steps was to place the entire oil and gas sector under direct presidential oversight. Every permit, every agreement, now flows through her office. Middlemen are out, transparency is in. And to ensure national ownership, she's championing the creation of a state-owned oil refinery run by and for Namibians. And she's not stopping with oil. Namibia holds vast deposits of strategic minerals essential for tech and electric vehicles. For too long, these have been mined and exported raw, leaving little benefit behind. That era is ending. Companies that want access will need to add value locally, or they won't get access at all. This bold approach is making some in Europe nervous, but Namibia is no longer asking for permission. Her message: respect us or step aside. The deportation of the Americans wasn't just about enforcing immigration rules, it was symbolic. For years, Western expatriates treated African visa regulations as suggestions. That time is over. If Namibians face deportation abroad for minor errors, why should foreigners in Africa get a pass? But this fight isn't just about the present, it's about historic justice too. During German colonial rule, tens of thousands of Namibians were slaughtered in one of Africa's first genocides. Germany has long evaded meaningful accountability. President Nandi Ndaitwah is now demanding both a formal apology and reparations. Not for pity but for justice. At the heart of all this is a single, powerful idea: dignity. From government restructuring to immigration enforcement, from energy reform to mineral sovereignty, every move she makes is aimed at reclaiming Namibia's story, Namibia's future, and Namibia's pride. And this isn't just resonating in Namibia. Across the continent, people are paying attention, reformers are watching. Civil society is echoing her message. She's turning Pan-African ideals into tangible action. She's also taking on agriculture, developing large-scale farms that aim to slash food imports by 80%. She's redefining farming as a high-tech, modern career for young people, shifting mindsets and creating real opportunity. And perhaps what's most revolutionary is her style of leadership. She's building a government that reflects the people, staffed with women, experts, and community voices. She doesn't grandstand or pasture, she delivers. And with each decision, she's setting a new precedent for what African leadership can look like. So, what does this all mean? It means that the Namibian story under President Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah is just getting started. And the real question now is, who's next? Because if Namibia can take control of its destiny, its land, and its resources, what's stopping the rest of the continent? If this story moved you, share your thoughts below. And if you want more stories like this, hit subscribe and stay tuned, because the African awakening, it's only just begun. President Nandi Ndaitwah is not begging for sympathy, she is demanding truth and reparations. Not as a gift, but as a debt owed. Africa's dignity is not up for negotiation. Her vision is deeper than reform, it is a blueprint for African liberation. And her leadership is revolutionary, not just in substance, but in spirit. She's building a government led by women, professionals, and community voices, not foreign consultants or old political clans. She doesn't beg, she doesn't boast, she builds. Now the world watches, not with admiration, but with alarm. Because a free Namibia is a dangerous idea to those who benefit from a weak Africa. This is Pan-Africanism reborn, not in theory, but in action. It is the bold refusal to be exploited, the unshakable commitment to land, people, and purpose. It is a call to every African state: rise, reclaim, rebuild. Let this be a signal to every youth, every farmer, every forgotten community: you are not powerless. The tide is turning, and Namibia has shown the way. Africa is not a resource pit. Africa is not a charity case. Africa is not waiting for rescue. Africa is rising on its feet, with its head held high. The question is no longer whether it can be done. The question is, who's next?
As reactions continue to pour in from across the continent, one thing is clear: Africa is demanding respect, sovereignty, and accountability. Was this just a diplomatic misstep or a deeper sign of shifting global alliances? We'll be watching closely. If you found this story important, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real, unfiltered African news. This is Talk of Africa 360, telling the stories that matter.